Hello and welcome all of you to this very interesting fireside chat on banking on AI, which is all about how AI is impacting the financial services sector. Artificial intelligence has already made a significant positive impact on the financial services ecosystem, and we can only expect this trend to accelerate in years to come. A 2020 report by EY anticipates that AI will expand the workforce in fintech by 19% by 2030, as the industry stands to be one of the largest to benefit from the efficiency gains and innovations the technology can bring through operational optimization, reduction of human biases, and minimization of errors in anomalous data. In fact, AI has the potential to radically transform businesses, but only if they deploy it with appropriate diligence and care. With the above premise, we are delighted to welcome on screen our special guest, Mr. Utpal Chakraborty, former head of Artificial Intelligence Yes Bank, and a thought leader to brief us on how AI is impacting strategic priorities, competitive dynamics, and operating models of especially the financial services sector. Hello and a warm welcome to you, Mr. Utpal Chakraborty.
Hello, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Utpal, you're among the prominent thought leaders on AI and data science with over 2 decades of technology experience. What are the top three things which excites you about your roles and experience?
Yeah, so top three things will be I play with data, and which is one of the biggest thing, at least in this particular decade, and also it is going to be a prominent focus for the entire industry for coming at least 1 or 2 decades. Okay, so that is one area. Uh, and not just data, um, to actually get some insight from that data, you require a technology like artificial intelligence and machine learning. So that is also another area which I see it is booming. And in my day-to-day work, I use a lot of AI ML models, working with them on various strategic projects of the various organizations that I have been part of. And the third thing is the entire ecosystem. Like if we talk about the technology ecosystem, so and it is not only artificial intelligence or machine learning or something like that. So many technologies came together to actually bring this kind of a revolution, which we are currently living in. And that includes big data analytics, then IoTs, IIoTs, um, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and also quantum. Okay, which is a very new kind of a thing. But in coming few years, we can definitely expect the quantum computing is going to empower the artificial intelligence, which is going to be like QML, quantum machine learning. So these are something, few things, or probably not three things, but few things, which I am very much excited, and I think industry should also be excited about this.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is the level of maturity you see among the customers in AI adoption? What are the key areas, processes driving AI-led investments and developments?
Yeah, I think now industry has understood the importance of AI and machine learning and analytics kind of things, because most of the business are now data-driven business or data-intensive business, especially in banking and finance. So definitely it is a data-intensive business. So whoever is dealing with data, they will have to adopt a technology like AI. So industry has understood it pretty well. So in that way, maturity wise, it depends. From industry to industry, from banking and finance perspective, yes, banks are well aware of uh, the technologies that they are going to use, or they actually need to serve their customers better. Probably other industries, it will take a little bit of time to actually adopt it in their mainstream business. So some of the POCs, pilots, and all those things are going on. but a large scale implementation for other industries, it will take a little bit of time. It is already happening in some of the industries, but I think I would say we are still scratching the surface. Okay, uh, uh, the the entire iceberg is still to explore and still to do a lot of many things.
Right. Please talk about what is the focus of Indian banks and footprint on AI technology. What are the processes and tasks where you have utilized the AI technology in the projects you have executed so far?
So in the banking and finance altogether, if you look at, so it can be divided into three main categories. So one part is of course the consumer banking. The other is basically the capital market, and another segment is insurance. Okay, so broadly you can say these are the areas where uh, uh, different AI and machine learning use cases are there, and many solutions are being built by the banks and also by the fintech companies. So there are many use cases. In fact, so there are some known use cases like credit risk assessment, one area, then identifying fraudulent activities. So fraud detection is another area where it is there, and then many kind of risk modeling. Okay, with high-end analytics, statistical models, machine learning models, deep learning models, and also very recently there are use cases in terms of using computer vision and video analytics kind of thing. And these use cases actually spread across different verticals of the financial industry, right? So analytics is one area, definitely it is. So starting from customer care quality monitoring kind of analytics to email analytics, analytics on different kind of recommendations that we give, customer segmentation and all other things. So those are known areas where it is. But more than that, there is something which is going to be a very strong focus area in coming years is embedded AI. So embedded AI is essentially like how I can bring in that intelligence into my enterprise systems. Okay, so probably I will put some intelligence into my enterprise system so that it will essentially bring that kind of a user experience, that kind of a uh, user delightment into my system. Okay, so and that is possible only if you bring that intelligence, probably small intelligence, but that intelligence helps. So those kind of things are going to be a very focused area in coming years. The embedded AI part in all the enterprise applications that we are using in the financial sector. So these are some of the things, but yeah, definitely sky is the limit. There are many use cases, and every day some new use cases are coming up. Yeah.
Yeah. So how is AI impacting the financial service sector in India in terms of changing operating models and processes? And what are the impacts you see around productivity, risk assessment, and fraud detection and management?
Yeah, so I think in Indian banking industry also, I mean, banks has already started implementing many of the things, and they have been doing it because even Indian banks and financial institutions are pretty good at adopting new things because they understand the power of these technologies, and they also understand how those can transform their business and customer experience. So it has already started. So the use cases that or the applications that you have talked about, so it is already there. Almost, I think, I probably, I mean, all the banks they are having some credit risk assessment model. They have got some machine learning models which or applications which does this fraud detection kind of things, whether it is transactional fraud or there are different kind of even anti-money laundering cases and all. Uh, so these are already there. These are not new. I don't think so. It is these are new. Uh, Even newer things are coming, like unstructured data processing. Okay, so processing huge number of unstructured data for processing loans, processing any kind of insurance claims. Those things are coming. Then into cognitive claim kind of applications are coming, wherein I mean you can uh, using computer vision or something like that. So if it is uh, mm, cognitively how you can process your claim and do settlements in no time. Okay? So those kind of applications are coming in the insurance area. In banking area, all the channels, okay, banking channels are powered by AI, machine learning kind of things. So, I mean, after this pandemic or during this pandemic, there is a huge focus on the channels, okay, the digital channels, and all the digital channels, whether it's net banking, mobile banking, your chatbots or virtual banking. So everywhere there is there are AI components which are running, okay, behind the scene. Probably some of the components we know, some of the applications we don't know, but behind the scene AI is playing a major role. Okay, and all the banks and financial institutions are now focusing on rendering more and more uh, mm, uh, services into their digital channels, and digital channels are definitely powered by AI, machine learning.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. And the ultimate commercial potential of AI is doing things that never have been done before, rather than simply, automating or accelerating existing capabilities. So please throw some light on how are businesses graduating from assisted intelligence and automation to augmented intelligence and autonomous intelligence. And how is AI driving new business models, innovations, and business ideas?
Yeah, so uh, it depends. I mean, case to case. Okay. Uh, First of all, assisted. Yeah, definitely. It is as you can see, it is everywhere. Now, completely autonomous. Probably I don't know at what level you are expecting, or the audience is expecting. But fully autonomous kind of a system wherein the complete decision making is given to the system, and uh, those there are I think for that I think there are still some technical limitations, okay, and I think we would definitely require some breakthroughs in some of our technologies, so that we can actually empower our systems to be fully autonomous. But at the same time, definitely the remote control should be in our hand. It cannot be go out of our hand. So I can give you examples like the very latest or the very cutting edge things that we are using, like neural networks in artificial intelligence, where we normally use in deep learning. So those has got some fundamental limitations, okay, and until and unless we can overcome those limitations through some real breakthroughs, or probably the approach that we are taking at this point, if we cannot change the approach to something which is completely or drastically change that approach to something else, it will be very difficult to have a system which is fully autonomous or fully kind of it can take over the entire human responsibility. So now whatever is happening, it's now bits and pieces, right? Some portion of the intelligence, okay, or some portion of the intellectually challenging jobs, these AI systems can definitely perform, and it can in a focused area it can perform much better than a human. But the thing is that if we look at the entire landscape, or if you look at from an awareness perspective, okay, because we human have something called awareness or consciousness or something like that. Okay, I mean you can call it different names. So getting into that kind of a stage, okay, requires lot many other things, okay, peripheral things that is there. For example, we can take decision on the basis of our experience, on probably experience in a completely different area, right? But AI systems are not till now that mature that it can take a, decision on the basis of uh, an experience which is completely in a different domain. Okay, so we can say like it is very domain specific. A AI algorithm or a AI system can do things much better than a human thing, definitely a human being. in a particular domain, in a very particular specific work. But when it comes to the diversified things that we do, or our judgments depending on many other factors, okay, it could be an environmental factor, it could be social factor, it could be any other factor. That is very difficult right now to hand it over to a AI algorithm, because it is not yet matured enough to do that, or capable enough to do that. And for that, definitely will require some breakthroughs. And I'm sure, like probably in coming decades, those kind of those things definitely it will come, and we will be able to hand it over some more level of autonomy to our machines, and still we will be safer and without any kind of danger.
Yeah. And how is AI driving new business models, innovations, and business ideas?
Yeah, so fintech is a perfect example of that. So if you look at most of the fintech, so fintechs in the, I'm talking about fintech companies, but fintech is financial technologies basically that banks are also doing. So in that way, banks are also fintechs. So yeah, definitely new business models are coming up with this new because these are empowered by this kind of new technologies. And uh, mm, uh, it's kind of a paradigm shift. Okay, the conventional way of doing any business, okay, not only in banking or finance, any business, if you look at today, it has completely changed. Okay, and you can see that shift from doing a conventional type of business to a newer business. Probably if you go back 10 years back, the ideas that these startups are coming up, okay, or kind of thing, it was, I mean, 10 years back, it was completely irrelevant kind of things, but now it is happening, and people are also investing on that. The investors are investing on those kind of ideas, and many of those products are successful. Okay, so there are many examples in Silicon Valley and other countries, but in India also there are startups working on these things. So definitely it is enabling the startups to come up with newer things. In fact, newer things, newer business model, and all that. And the market is so good part is, I mean, any business model or anything you come up, or product or solution you come up, your market should accept it. And the good part is Indian market. First of all, it is a huge market. Okay, so I think biggest market of the world. So in that way, if you look at biggest, you can say democratic market. Okay, wherein it welcomes all type of products. Okay, it is not like that. Probably there are biggest markets. Okay, so I can give. I don't want to take the name of those countries, but there you will not get the chance to freely come and explore the market. Okay, but in India, it is completely democratic market. Anyone can come and any product or any solution, any new idea. So this is the perfect test ground to test any kind of product or any kind of solutions here. And the good part is this market is accepting those kind of ideas and those kind of solutions, those kind of business models. So and I think in future also it will be many more.
Yeah. So in India, people are very enterprising.
Yes,
They are born entrepreneurs.
sure.
Yeah. So, what are your suggestions for businesses to gain right talent, data, and technology in order to execute on the AI opportunities?
Yes, so definitely enterprises, they are already building their data ecosystem. Okay, so because they have understood the need of it, and they are already working on that. But at a larger scale, we also require some kind of a collaboration, okay, among the enterprises, or probably in a country level. Okay, so that's where the concepts like free data markets or data markets, wherever we can share our data, so that those the other startups or other companies, they can, or technology people, they can leverage that data and build more and more solutions and more uh, uh, good solutions. So those initiatives needs to be initiated. And probably I don't know whether it will be possible in a industry-wide kind of a thing, or the government should take a lead on that. But that is very important. Okay, so but on a enterprise-wise, on their data, they are already building. Okay, those kind of data. They are building data lakes, the customer 360-degree data lakes. They're building warehouses. Warehouses are already there, kind of thing, and trying to collate all data, then running machine learning models on top of it to come out with different kind of intelligence on top of that. So that is already happening. So that is one area. Other area is technology. So that is, I think, easier part. Okay, because many of the AI capabilities are already they are available, free to explore, and definitely with very minimum investment, you can build AI use cases. There are many services already available. For example, Microsoft, Google, and all. So you can readily use those services and others. So data part is, I think, more important. So data engineering and all other streams are getting more focused there. AI is another thing. Definitely, you require that kind of expertise. And already we have got a lot of people in India also, because AI applications are not isolated applications. Okay, so somehow, somewhere this application goes into the mainstream systems, right? So understanding, as a data scientist, understanding of the entire landscape, okay, is very, very important. And we Indian IT professionals has already have that understanding, because the generation right now, you can say it's IT generation, okay, because they have seen that IT journey from 60s and 70s. Okay, and so in that way, we are in a very good position. And we have got now a lot of data scientists. Some of them train themselves through online classes and all those things. And here, uh, another big mm, advantage is any training courses, okay, compared to any other countries, are very, very cheaper, right? And also we have got many platforms, okay, where you can actually explore those platforms uh, uh, to learn and upgrade your skill, and you can actually become a data scientist or something like that. So it is very easy here. And now the academia or the colleges, the engineering colleges, many of the engineering colleges, they have also started giving degree courses in AI, analytics, and all other things. Even the university courses are also there. So this is very, very important. So that's where the academia and the industry collaboration is very, very important. Not only in terms of supplying these talents to the industry, but also in terms of doing different kind of research. Okay? So till now we are a little bit lagging on those areas. So mostly we are good at implementing things. But the R&D section is also important, and we should do a lot of R&Ds, okay, research and development, because today, if you see, you don't require a lot of money to do R&D. Okay, so if you want to do R&D, many of the services are available in cloud and all those things. I'm not talking about the high-end R&Ds, okay, but there are still a lot of scope for doing a lot of R&D, and that is, I think, that is where our focus should be, apart from the implementation part, because uh, that's where I feel we're lagging a little bit, and our IT professionals or data scientists, they should also focus on those kind of things, because uh, this is this R&D is something which is kind of indispensable in this new gen technologies. Okay, so it is not a conventional technology like you do in any other technology. So a little bit of R&D, little bit of that innovation, and all those things are always required there, because you cannot categorize it as conventional IT. Okay, so conventional IT has gone into most. It is more of operations, right, that we do. But this AI things, machine learning things, or even going forward quantum and all other things, these are more on a strategic projects, okay, which is more of an initiative of a CIO or head of innovation or something like that. This is not coming from IT head or something like that. It is more of a CIO kind of, who can actually uh, who can leverage this COE, Center of Excellence, uh, and empower them to do R&D and come up with new solutions, innovative solutions, and all those things. So I don't consider this as a conventional IT projects. Rather, these are innovative projects or strategic projects, you can say.
Yeah, so completely agree with you, sir. There's a lot of skill gap and a lot has to be done on the research and development when it comes to these frontier technologies like AI, IoT, blockchain. Okay, how do you think AI technology and its adoption is going to shape up over the next couple of years?
Yeah, next couple of years, what I can see is so enough work is happening in AI, and definitely it is going to happen. So we have started with the statistical models. I mean, in the industry only, I am talking about industry has started with the statistical models to do some kind of analytics and some kind of modeling, and then they have moved to the mainstream vanilla machine learning models, and then move to deep learning models using neural networks. And I think now the scope is in coming couple of years, quantum computing is going to come, and it is going to add newer value here, because this quantum is going to give a tremendous amount of uh, speed into these things, and many of the things which are postmodern today. Okay, so even in analytics, or even in, so many things are postmodern because the limited capability that we have to process this humongous amount of data. Although we have got distributed data ecosystem and all this, but still it is not enough. Okay, we require more. So that power quantum is going to give, and not only that, this is only the one aspect of that. Many of the mathematical challenges, okay, uh, uh, that will be solved using quantum computing, like optimization problems. Okay, so there are many optimization. So banking and finance, if you look at, it is full of optimization problems. If you look at, I mean, you go to any stream of banking, probably we're not exploring that. Okay, but if you explore that, there will be huge opportunities and there, and there quantum can play a major role. Then in the security part, okay, cyber security or whatever, encryption and all those things we are using, there also quantum is going to play a major role there. And also in industries like healthcare and medicine, uh, uh, especially, and there also there are during retail, in basically logistics and all. So there are strong use cases for quantum ML, okay, quantum machine learning kind of things, and already some of the organizations have started doing in a POC, proof of concept or pilot level. But I'm pretty sure that within coming few years, okay, it will not only be machine learning, it will be quantum machine learning, because wherever, definitely it is not quantum, you cannot use quantum in the entire application, or it is not basically for the entire thing, but wherever the critical things are there, where you require that kind of a parallel processing, there quantum is going to empower, and there QML, quantum machine learning models and all those things will play a major role, apart from the conventional whatever AI things that we are going to do. And it is going to increase, and you will see every application, okay, tomorrow, every application after 5 years, there will be some component of AI into it. That is for sure. Okay, so whatever application you build, I mean, after say for 5 years, okay, there will be hardly any application which will not have any AI component. It cannot be.
Yeah, thank you so much for answering that last question. And it was a very informative and insightful discussion. Indeed, multiple benefits that come from implementing AI and machine learning are clear now, and it will be a key area of focus and growth for businesses within financial services and other sectors as well over the next decade. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for taking out time from your busy schedule and joining us today. Please follow hashtag CXOTV and stay tuned to our social media channels for more updates.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.